One way I have shared the word of this church is this morning we brought our neighbors, my best friends, childhood best friends, and they are here with us today to celebrate Jesus.
I have found joy in working with the kids here at church, and also by serving at and rebuilding schools, churches, or working in food pantries to carry food for people that need it.
I find joy in our life community group that my wife and I are in. It's a group with young couples with children who are trying to learn how to become better Christian parents and help their kids better learn about God.
Okay. I find joy by our participation in the mission trips that we go on here at Faith. We've been on the family mission trip for 5 years in a row. We've also been down to Peru with the Peru mission team, and those trips are amazing. They're the opportunity to be Jesus outside the walls of this church, and it's really kind of putting what we say into practice.
Work at Orphan Grain Train. Church is involved with the food warehouse, and we take care of 7 churches in the city, and that's the main thing in my life that I'm doing for charity. Yeah.
I find joy in helping others, and I know that the people in another country do not have access to the things we have, and it was fun to do. It was fun to put together.
I find joy outside the church in my job. I work at Lutheran High School South, so I'm able to share my faith in my job.
I find joy when I like listening to the teacher talk with us and stay with host family, and we spend time each other, like we're having fun.
I usually talk to my friends about it, and I usually invite them to go someplace, like to the landing sometimes, because I go to their church stuff, so I just decided to invite them to mine.
I get joy from greeting new members, new people that have come in to visit our church. I've enjoyed it. I enjoy people.
I get joy from my daughter Jordan, who is a junior at Central Christian College of the Bible, and she is going into missionary. She's now trying to raise money for her internship. She spent the summer in Ecuador. She spent the last 3 spring breaks there helping with Jungle Kids for Christ. And that gives me great pride because it started here in our faith preschool and Sunday school. And she got the bug from there, so she's got that going for her.
Some things that bring me joy about being a part of Faith is the work we do outside of these walls, which includes our Compassion Kids, and we just started to sponsor one, and then also our mission and serve experience that we do through our Rooted group, and going to continue on with our Life group.
I guess we found you guys because we were trying new churches around, and we stopped in, and we've kept coming back because we've loved it so far.
Great.
I celebrate my belief in Christ besides just going to church by being active outside of our church walls. And one of the things my wife and I are active in is the International Student Ministries, where we sponsor students from foreign countries that are attending colleges here in the St. Louis area. And mainly it's Washington University, but it really brings what we hear about the life of Christ in the Bible when you're actually face to face with somebody who either is from a country where they really don't practice religion, or probably their parents might have been in a labor camp if they did form a group for a Bible study to try to explain to them Christ and his love for us and all the things that all the aspects of Christianity that we may take for granted. And there's a lot of questions that they ask that, there are times I wish that, there was a pastor next to me to explain this stuff to them, but I've learned in outreach that's really not how it works. And we're very blessed to go to a church that when we have these questions and we can't answer them, that we have a staff and pastors that help us. And they're at least the pastors are pretty adamant that they want us to do it, not them, and that's really cool. So it makes these various outreach activities a lot more enjoyable, actually fun, because we're put out there kind of alone, but we know we have a big support group. And yeah, it's really amazing because you can see some of the stories that and I hate to use the word story because it sounds like it's fictional, but some of the accountings of the life of Christ that you can actually see it unfold right before your eyes when you're trying to talk to somebody about Christ who doesn't really know, just isn't familiar with it. So that's what we enjoy about dealing with the international students.
God has blessed us in so many different ways. I've been blessed to be able to lead a team on mission to Lima, Peru for the last 4 years. Blessed to go with Pastor John and Mary Matlock to Belize and see how those people are. And you just have a sense of joy, realizing that God is everywhere. In the poorest of communities, in the ruggedest of areas, that He still blesses them, and that fills you with joy. That they see that possibly you've flown, driven, ridden, however you got there, so many miles to just be with them. And it's all God's people. So when you take that back and you come back to Faith Lutheran and you see other people and you can share that joy that those people have given you, and it's all about Jesus and what He has done for us. So that's a blessing. That's a full joy. That's a commitment that God has given us through His Son, Jesus.
Well, it brings Tim and I joy when he goes to Peru. It's just going to bring tears to my eyes because he comes back with pictures and stories. And when we get letters from our 3 compassion children, we know that those letters just touch their heart, but they have no idea how they are touching our lives as a family. And we're so proud of Faith and everything that our church has done in the community. And I work downtown, but I have people that talk about the things we've done just here in Oakville. I'm so excited to see that extend beyond Oakville and to the mission field, whether it be overseas or here even locally in St. Louis.
So I feel like, the mission trips I've been on to Joplin, homeless missions and things like that, it's a way to reach out outside the church to people that are unchurched and to give them a understanding of it's not just, Bible and believing, it's actually taking action, and you can influence them to kind of see what a Christian looks like and see love, and it gets people to question sometimes, like, wow, why are you doing these things for other people that don't just benefit yourself? And it kind of gets them to think sometimes and gets their attention. I think that's really important as Christians.
It brings me joy to serve outside on missions, and that is the fact that you are building relationships with people and making connections, and you don't know how much of a blessing you can be in people's lives until you actually experience being in mission and that. And I just love the opportunity to meet people and share my faith, and even the struggles that I go through that just sometimes they also are dealing with, and be real with them. So.
All right, I've been going up to South Dakota about 6 years now, and I go up there just like the pastor said in church today. I get an overwhelming feeling of gratitude for what I have and the blessings that I've received. The men up there and the families up there that we work with are just like the people in Belize. They're happy with what they have, and I don't know. They put family first, and we come up there and we think we're giving them something, and all the time we're getting more back than we could ever possibly give. We were able to do some physical labor for them and talk to them about our spiritual gifts, and they share theirs with us just as much as we give to them. It's a great trip. It's on my schedule annually, and we've talked about doing a couple of times a year. So it's just a way for me to give back to my community and for the blessings that I've received.
Okay, I went to Pine Ridge Reservation with a group of men. It was 15 of us that went, I think it was the largest group of men that have gone up there to help, work on the rehab center and do various things around in that area. I myself did not work on the rec center. I worked on trying to get ready for a mobile home from one place and getting another old one out of the place to better living conditions for our family. Again, I feel very blessed for being on that trip, seeing the lifestyle that they have up there, which is very poor. And my family situation, I could be in that situation too because of family background with alcohol. So I feel, again, very blessed to have gone on the trip and very blessed to be not in that situation myself.
Monarch is an opportunity to provide a safe refuge for girls who are trying to get out of human trafficking. And when I joined Monarch, I was just looking for a community within faith to connect with. What I found was that Monarch went way beyond faith, that we had women who come from the community, from churches, from some that are not churched, just all kind of people who are drawn in because of the work we do and the safe place we provide for these girls. And it's an opportunity for us to share the good news with the women we work with and be uplifted. We have a huge prayer ministry within Monarch. It's just been a great experience.
I think that when you go on a mission trip and the way it impacts you is that not only does it impact you emotionally and physically with all those things going on, it's the people that you connect with and you make these relationships with, and you just really see how God has influenced their lives. And you take that home and then you can actually spread it throughout the whole year, and that's why we keep on going back to these mission trips, is that God calls us to do this and spread his love and share his compassion, and I think that's a huge part of missions.
We have a community here at Faith called Monarch, and we started about 5.5 years ago, and we are making waves in St. Louis to help girls that have been rescued from sex trafficking through Crisis Aid International, and we raise funds and awareness for this cause, and it has been just astounding to be able to see what is happening in our own city and to really feel like we're making a difference, and it's only because of the support that we receive through selling our jewelry and gift items.